We're a long way from the residential quarters now.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, this place... it reminds me more of being back inside the Edge.
Except the Danon astral energy feels even stronger here.
In a portion of the city reserved purely for the Renin Sovereign.
Maybe he just has strange tastes?
This place looks like it has been here for quite some time now. If its design were a matter of personal preference, we would... Still, this isn't the sort of decadence of taste spoken of in artistic circles. So what is it then?
Hold up, decadence? Artistic circles?
When a preference is indulged to its extreme, it descends into kitsch, eccentricity for the sake of it. I'd be happy to illuminate you further.
That depends. Does it involve you buying me lunch?
The void that art fills isn't the stomach, it's the soul.
In that case, I'll let you know the next time my soul starts to rumble.
Now all we need is something to fill up the void inside your head.
Shut up!
Volron! He really was still alive.
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait though, something doesn't seem right here.
Once more, the powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in the machine.
Hey look, over there!
Isn't that the Maiden's crest?
Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but... are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion. Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alphen, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible? What is this?
Who the hell are they?
It can't be. Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
They're not feeling particularly talkative.
It's no use, Alphen. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting just here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand.
On guard! Time to shot!
Fire!
Radiant! Look sharp! Far enough!
Demon Track!
Their arcs were interrupted! On guard!
Sonic Shot! Rising Weapon! Rising
Armor won't save you!
On guard!
Hear my call!
Flame inside me yearns to be let free! You picked the wrong fight!
On guard! Time to shine! That'll bring you down!
You're mine! Rising Wyvern!
Finish without a trace!
Point flash! Rising Phoenix! You paid for that!
Time to shine!
I'll bring you back from death to this.
Look sharp! Rising Ignite!
One more!
I still got some fight left in me.
This one's mine!
You're mine! Rising... Is this it?
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher! Denied!
Rising Wyvern!
Healing Circle! Appreciate that!
Don't leave me! Ready!
Look sharp!
I'll heal you all! Not on my watch!
Sadistic Descent!
Blizzard blow! Back from death to this! Just
Look
wait!
sharp!
Illuminate the dark!
Piercing roar!
Holy glimmer! Holy lamp!
This one's mine! This one's mine! Time to healing circle! Water! Hear my call!
Water! Illuminate the dark! Come forth!
On guard!
Holy lamp!
Time to
This
shine!
one's mine!
Portal Blade!
Reload! First aid! Wind of heaven!
You're
Lord,
ours!
hear my call! Spread! Feel! Lord,
Piercing roar!
Going in! Healing circle!
Sadistic Descent!
This one's mine!
I owe you one for that! This one's mine! I'll handle it! Here, let me help!
Infernal Turret!
Far enough!
First aid! Feel!
Going in!
Mine!
Finish without a trace!
Thunder field! Think where that came from! Annihilation!
Infernal Turret!
Going in! Anything in armor is all mine!
You're
Not
mine!
in your dreams!
Armor won't save you!
Strike!
Can't get out of this!
Portal Blade!
Piercing roar!
Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy
Blended
lamp!
flash!
Holy lamp! Blizzard blow! Will this help?
Flush!
Far
This
beyond
one's
the
all
dark!
mine!
Healing
Hurricane
circle!
Not today!
Take this!
Lightning!
Time to
Portal
shine!
Blade!
On guard!
Demon Tank!
Sadistic
Rising
Descent!
Wyvern!
This one's
Soaring
mine!
Light Spear!
Nothing gets by me!
Cyclone!
Pierce through! Try this! Blended
Lunar
Flash!
corruption! Lunar flash! I'm aimed down!
Take this!
Annihilation!
Eat the fun!
Blended Flash!
Plenty left!
Free dancer! Dance to the wind!
Demon
Piercing
Tank!
roar!
More for the stop time!
Shock with Burn in Hell!
Healing circle!
Thank you! This one's
Lunar
mine!
corruption!
I owe you
Shock
one
with
for that!
Wow!
That's it!
Select here!
On guard!
Shock with Flash! Demon Tank!
Here goes! It's over! Watch and try! Supernova!
Going in!
Annihilation! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glimmer!
Armor won't save you!
By the power of Holy Lamp! Vanish without a trace! Confiscated!
Megathon
Beyond
Shock!
the darkest
Pierce
sky!
through! Demon Tank! The
I
flame inside me yearns to be let free!
I owe you one for that!
Try this!
I owe you one for that! Wind the dark! The power of lead charges to me!
Field!
All right, let me at 'em.
More for the stop time!
Portal Blade!
This one's mine!
Demon down!
Stars of light!
Pierce through!
Rain down and here's the
Portal
healing
Blade!
ball!
Flash! Portal
Lunar
Blade!
corruption! In here! I'm all stuffed up! Annihilation!
Shattering the
Never
field!
ending!
Burn!
Attack time!
Thunder field! Searing flame! Reload!
You could use a hand!
What was I thinking?
Here I come!
This one denied!
I'll
No.
heal you all!
Can't end here!
This one's mine!
Razor Cyclone! I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Purge Malevolence! Arctic Waterfall! Freeze! Light ready!
Demon Tank!
I'll heal you all!
Appreciate the help.
From Death's Abyss.
Going in. Time to shine.
I'll heal you all.
Beast assault! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malachor!
I'll heal you all. Time
Time to shine! Piercing roar! Time to shine! Take the healing hero! Appreciate the help! Blizzard blow! I never miss! This one's mine! Lunar Arc! This one's mine! That's it! Beast assault! I'm ready! Back into the fray! I owe you one for that! Time to shine! Hard up! Piercing roar!
Healing circle!
Time to shine!
More where that Need to pull myself together. I'll heal you all. All disaster
I won't give up! Come on! You now! Hold on!
In an instant!
Impact Claw!
Light astral energy.
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve.
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alphen!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Who said you could touch that?
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much.
So you know this place?
Naturally, it was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me?
You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think? Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf? Who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Boron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a
slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So posed as a Renin and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renan and Danon are meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Serenus Alma!
It's too late. You can't stay here.
We need to go. Outfit!
Go. But know I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am... Yeah,
Is Volron... Have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers and Faria in a trance?
What? Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renus Alma. Damn it, that's the...
Whatever's stolen from us, the future's ours to protect. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena.
They have the Renus Alma in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana.
Then we're agreed.
But seriously, I was not expecting Volron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Renans or Danans.
Yeah, not in a good way like with us.
I didn't see that coming about Volron. As for those red women, to think they were monsters all along.
Tell me about it. One minute they look perfectly human. Next thing you know, they're not actually human at all.
They definitely weren't Renan or Danon. I'm not even sure language would get through to them.
So what were they then? Human Zoogle hybrids?
Is the most terrifying thing anyone said all day?
How about you, Shion? Dohalie?
No, never. However, if they're the same as the Red Woman we've seen with Volron, I think it's safe for us to assume they understand our language at the very least.
I had just so much I wanted to ask them.
Unfortunately, they blew themselves up before we got the chance. Why would...
Both sound plausible to my ear.
Yeah, they did. That's no ordinary.
We're in for a long slog with this one. Bring him down! Save you! Going in! Rush for the ranged attack!
Not today!
Engaging! Going in! Piercing roll!
Here I come! I'm not done!
Blizzard blow!
Lunar collision!
I owe you one.
Lunar blast! Back into the fray!
You're mine!
Good shot!
Sharply spot!
Leave these thorns to me.
Not today!
Good shot! Leave the target to me!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that!
Piercing roll! Release! Lunar Earth! Lacerating tempest!
A whirling
Feast of good! Far enough! Shattering the pieces! Attack us! Feast of long
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
I'll illuminate the sun! Come forth, not in your dreams!
I can carve through armor! Look shot!
Go Blizzard blow!
You picked the wrong fight!
Illuminate, reload! Come forth, fully Blizzard! I'll reload!
Take this!
Damn it, Betty!
Thanks,
Annihilation! This one's away! Down!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Am I on a roll? Or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Out of our way!
Piercing roll!
Reload!
Time to shine!
I think I'll pass on the hand.
Piercing roll! Plenty left! Look sharp!
The flame and light is pure! We let it free!
Lunar Arc! Look sharp!
Blizzard burn!
Piercing roll!
Take this! Take this!
That's it!
No escape!
Look sharp! Plenty left!
Rising Water!
Look sharp! Time to shine!
Rising
Far
Flame!
enough!
I never miss!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara.
This one's mine!
This one.
Rising
Piercing roll! This one's mine!
Celestial
Statistic to set!
No more playing nice!
This one, here I come! Piercing roll!
It's on!
Unguard!
Blade! Try this!
Feast the sun!
Infernal Torrent!
Blizzard blow!
Ignite!
Unguard!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
Demon Fang!
I'll heal you all.
This one's mine!
Rising... This is looking good!
This one's mine!
Rising Wyvern!
One more!
Magic is
That
here.
should do it! There!
Unguard!
Sleep now!
More for the
Ground
sun.
and pound.
Take this!
One more!
Healing circle.
Lunar Arc!
Sharply spot!
Pull myself together.
Blizzard blow! Take this!
Now you see what I can do!
Ignite!
By the power of flame.
This one's
Dynamic
mine!
light astral
Lunar
attack.
Light Sphere!
Unguard!
Waterfall. It's here.
Their arcs were interrupted!
Blizzard blow.
This one's mine!
Going in!
Supernova.
One more! Here I go! Unguard!
I'll heal you all.
Rising
Statistic
Wyvern!
descent! Going in!
Great healing circle.
Here I come! I owe you
Right
one!
now! Come on! You have to hold on! Huh.
Ready to go!
Pierce!
Time to shine!
Pierce
Here's a
through!
healing
Ready
circle.
and good!
First aid.
Piercing! Surprise! I'll bring you back from Unguard! Piercing roar!
Pierce
Lunar
through!
Arc!
Demon Fang!
Going in! Beast assault!
Stardust! I'll burn it all! Flaming Pillar! Fire!
Now!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Don't push yourself too hard.
What the?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone? Doe?
You two.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything.
She doesn't remember a thing. So she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegus is in grave peril.
So I can see.
How you doing?
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
I love it.
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens.
Extra super missions.
Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before...
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That
there's
is,
still
if he
lots of,
ever even
extra
existed.
quests to do.
Which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegus from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegus right now?
Lenegus wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
How's Diablo 2? How many hours do you have in that?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegus. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Eldaman and Sia.
Look, up there! It's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid. As people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegus, not the lords and sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will
Poison
find
Javelin sounds pretty sick.
I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among them. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Your speech seems to have done the trick.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing.
It's still too premature to say with any certainty.
But...
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone?
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society? How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
Are you kind of like a tank also?
You can't be serious.
I have business I must take care of first. But not as your sovereign. Nor as a leader, the likes of which the people here are used to.
But... how else do you propose to rule?
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling. That here in Lenegis, one in which people won't be judged by birthright, or on the power of their astral arts. Things like... oh, I don't know. Musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept Turnagain's death. To see a future.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Elder Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones
Honestly,
here on
it's
Lenegis
really
who
good.
need someone to guide them.
This game is,
Besides,
like,
with you
they say
leading the
it's
people
best
here,
Tales game that came
it'll
out
help
ever.
spread the idea
I
of
feel like the most money
coexistence
into this
beyond
one.
Menancia's borders that much faster.
Very, very story-based.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be?
I like the story.
After the
Very
second
deep.
chance that I've been granted.
And the characters all like... I like all the characters.
From this day forth,
It's pretty cool.
I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants
I'm
of this
gonna buy
world.
the one that came out for PS4.
Though the memories
a
of the
couple years
departed
ago.
shall
Thanks
remain
to all the
forever
pros
in
that
my
are
heart.
Remember,
I'm starting to
you're
really
going to be
like the
leading the
series.
people
Pretty
here,
cool. And the
not
combat
ruling
I
them.
really like.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits.
Yeah, man. I'll be really pumped for like the next game, which will probably be like 2 or 3 years.
Looks like the people of Lenegis can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
In one sense, when all is said and done, perhaps I have been a slave this whole time.
You, a Renan Lord.
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, a lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of freedom. Or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now. This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed.
There's just so much I wish I could ask him, especially now. I wonder, have I been correctly carrying on the torch that he passed to me?
How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me.
Why ask me now? But yes, I have.
So basically since the very start of our journey then.
Leave the past where it belongs. If my brother could see you.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just...
Kisara?
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
Among other things.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
That's one way to look at it. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too.
Thought we'd find answers on Lenegus.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix, too.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as...
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renaissance. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
When do you start? And how long?
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should... What?
Damn! Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands.
That's bad.
Quite bad.
Is all of this the...
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone!
A flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here.
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already?
The Flower of Oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis.
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Look, calm down!
Good damn work.
You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right.
It's still too early to give up.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it...
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
We managed to get moving, but...
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more remnants here?
Perhaps.
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile.
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship.